perfect way to start this day honoring our noble king. I'm going to share a poem that I wrote. Lisa, it was actually inspired after our session in the Garden of Neuro, where we read Langston Hughes's poem, I Too Am American. And I wrote this last week. It is called American Too. I am an American too, born to the flag of red, white, and blue. This land belongs to me. I have every right to be free. My heart sings for this grand place. God's grace created more than enough space. We have more than enough resources on this fertile ground, cultivated by the blood of my ancestors. How profound. This is my home. I shall not be moved. Here I will roam until the end of time, forever plus a day, when the blood of my offspring will hear freedom ring. Don't cry for us. We are not victims. We are warriors who dance to a far away drum. You see, though I am American, the souls of my African ancestors thrive in this American spirit. Though I am American, my soul transcends across the globe from sea and purple mountains to the ivory coast of Africa. My soul is African. I am American too. Thank you.
Thank you, Zan. Next would be Michael.
Hello, everyone. There's construction happening in my building. Of course, it started right now. So I'm going to go ahead, though. I'm going to go ahead. Hopefully, it won't be too distracting. I wrote a poem about 25 years ago, and the title is I Too Dreamed a World. And I'm going to share it. I too dreamed a world, and it was clear, like it should be, that all the earth was bright and full of remarkable color. Hinged in shaped images, danced and laughed gleefully as they watched strife and disappointment give way to harmony and victory throughout the land. I dreamed my life, and it was rich like it should be. Yet the jewels of knowledge passed to me on by my ancestors helped me understand that all worldly possessions are given to us solely on loan, and that we must all turn them back in when it's time for us to go on home. Dreamed for my children that they are proud like they should be, self-respecting sons and daughters, descendants of exalted kings and queens, children who are not ashamed to accept their bloodstained roots, affirming their heritage with the same vigor used to embrace drugs, alcohol, and basketball shoes. I dreamed for us that we are wise like we should be, intelligent men and women, inheritors of great wisdom cultivated in our ancestral homeland, wisdom that survived great oceans and cotton fields, not only stay alive inside our minds, but thrive to a host of new societal ills. And I dreamed for you that you are bold like you should be. The struggler has not succumbed to the struggle, and although your back might bend, it does not break. And while your spirit might quake, it does not shake. I dreamed for tomorrow that is ablaze like it should be. A path has been burned through the night, the signal away for a future that is crystal clear in the Almighty sight. I too dreamed a world. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yasmin?
The poem that I have for you guys today, good morning, is a poem that was inspired by my visit to Washington, D.C., and actually to visit the statue of Martin Luther King and to just dwell on the words that he said in his poem. Why leave me in a crayon box if I can create beautiful things with you? I am not alone. There are 7 other colors with me, and together we can make the most sense of the world. With our quality, we can color every line as famous as the Mona Lisa. Take a seat at the table as the Last Supper. I am so much more than a color. When you look past what you see, from the minerals of the earth is how I came to be. The flair of culture and every aspect of life for centuries. When God had a dream, he gave it to Martin Luther King Jr. to share with everyone during and beyond his years. A plan for universal unity, coming together as blades of grass and blooming flowers, an orchestra of cadence. Stretching toward the rays of the sun, we rise from our roots with resilience of strength, nourished by wisdom equally, branching out with bravery, singing the words of Reverend Charles Tidley. We shall overcome the superiority hierarchy with supernatural power, and only then can we color the true elegance of the earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's see. Okay. This is something that I submitted recently. So I'm going to try this. It's called This Is What I Have to Say Today. The waves of blue, as compared to a rampant red, Raggedy One blasted to the world of need. With a course toward peace, with equality, freedom, real kingdom come, if you will. Disrupted by the red rogue rage, and strange bedfellows with real evil, if you will. As they blast that red, white, quick claim on the blue train, powered up down the track like a mad whistler, ready to storm into the night, no doubt, with white lights powered by billionaires. Reflections on white hoods, only this time it's different. Enslaved people are already numbered. There's the take back to the times when slaves hid. There's plenty to backtrack. Do you remember? And worse, to go forward. Shots fired with no regrets. Back then and now, it's come back. Mentally deranged leadership takes over and ruins the children. So tell me now, this is what you wanted? Then step off my porch. I may not be able to whistle, but not even shout loud enough for what it's worth. My home is open to peace. My brothers and sisters, let's go to the altar of humankind. Embrace one another. We never needed each other more. Okay, thank you. Zan, hit us again.
Hit us again. Step off my porch. I like that, Lisa. I'm enjoying this. Your recitations are awesome. Let's keep it going. My next poem is titled One Day. And this one was written a few years ago. It is included in my second poetry collection, After the Rainbow. One day, homes will be filled with people not homeless anymore. One day, clean water will flow freely from the earth's core. One day, opportunities for all children will follow God's plan. One day, inequality disappears as justice reigns over the land. One day, the air is clear because we cared for Mother Earth. One day, food is plentiful because we'll reward the farmer's worth. One day, teachers are heralded as sculptors of tomorrow. One day, students will have all they need without a need to borrow. One day, hatred is replaced by love which overflows. One day, greed is erased while love steadily grows. One day, we'll have no wars. Fighting no longer exists. One day, across the globe, only goodness will persist. One day, our world returns to the garden that God created. One day, peace results from knowing we are all related. One day, we'll welcome families, no matter how they look. One day, patience will rule despite how long it took. One day, respect becomes a non-negotiable trait. One day, humanity is restored before it is too late. Let's make one day today. Thank you.
Let's do that.
Today.
Michael. Oh, where'd he go?
Here I
You
am.
still here,
Here I am.
Michael?
Can you see me?
No. You
Oh,
disappeared.
I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. There we go. There we go. Here I am. Here I am.
Yay.
This is a newer work, and the title is Alien Soul. Alien soul, harsh beneath our bare souls, wearying with each sunrise, to bleed for colors not our own, a sacrifice on a throne built on deceit. Red, white, and blue, a mocking banner, where some find solace while others retreat. The price etched in memory's scars, a heavyweight on time's relentless march, but defiance flickers, a fire uncontained, whispers of ancestors, their courage untamed. We rise, casting off the chains of the past, our voices lifted, bathed in sunlight at last. No longer bound by shadow's oppressive hold, we forge our future legacies yet untold. The stolen sun, burning unfamiliar on our skin, torn from our roots, severed from home's embrace, are worth measured in fractions, dreams, devoured hope. Mother's cries, ghosts on the wind, children snatched, futures choked in shadows, kings and queens, their spirits dimmed, lost to whispers. Specters in a land of strangers, land of the free, a painted facade, liberty's promise forever chained. Warmth reserved for shores across the sea, skin a barrier, shutting out the open door. Scorn's venom, a constant drip. Whispers of failure, burdens that cling. Kicks and disdain, a daily grind of shackled life. Alien soul. It's time for me to claim it as mine. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yasmin.
This poem is called Strategist. I am the blueprint of truth, a compass of exposure, giving you the direction of our past, present, and future, the foundation of discovery, disclosing the foundation of separation is not a mystery. It is our history, hidden within a secret society. Why do they keep lying to us, twisting history, exchanging facts into stories, fiction we are supposed to believe? The fact is, it has always been about oppression, money, and power. Silencing voices who dare to question the loaded weapon, weaponizing the people into thick smoke, blanketing the country like morning fog that will soon become a fire with embers of a flame to burn down a country of potential strength and purpose with unity as a collective effort to change Roman nationalist ideology to modern times, to set the ghosts to rest. Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony, along with the Roman Empire of greed, no longer dictating the narrative of our inherent. Has the country learned nothing, squandering away wealth to oppress generations with deadly sins, greed, lust, pride, anger, and envy? Temporary power, depicted by the fall of Rome, a lesson ignored by the shadows, reiterating in the stories of today, a strategy built on greed. Yet, still I rise like a phoenix from the ashes, spreading my wings not for those who dare to stand against the rewrite of history with the truth of their ancestry. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Does anybody have any announcements to make about any things that are coming up? I happen to know Zan has something coming up on February the 4th. Would you like to share about that?
Thanks, Lisa. On February 4th, we are launching the new Voices of the 21st Century book. It includes 47 women, stories from 47 women across the globe. The subtitle is Wise Women Bringing Light to the World. And my chapter talks about a little bit about my poetry journey and how it has led to the creation of the Women Poets Shine community on Facebook, kind of a marriage between poetry and women, sponsored by the Women Speakers Association. Proud of that. And I'll share another thing. Doesn't affect people not in the Denver metro area, but on Sunday, I'm so excited, excuse me, to recite a commissioned poem that I wrote for the 30th celebration of the Martin Luther King Jr. This is for Boulder County, and we've got an awesome lineup. My poem is titled Destined to Dream, and the theme for the event is mile markers, dream makers, milestones. I'm so excited about that. So send me good vibes on Sunday.
Good vibes, Zan. Good
Good vibes.
vibes.
Thank you.
Well, I do want to remind people about go to prolificpulse.com and take a look at the call for submissions for social possibilities. Zan and I are editing the anthology, and which will be out in the summer. So the submissions deadline is the end of February. So if you haven't submitted, be sure to get your poems sent in. And the whole thing is explained if you just go to the website. It's the very first thing you see. I also invite y'all to subscribe to our newsletter. It's brand new. Just had our first one in January. So welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter. And I see somebody came in the room. Where did they leave? They're hiding. Let's see if I can get them to come out. Hello. It says iPhone.
For me.
Hey, Larry, are you coming on in person on your video?
Oh yes. I gotta get dressed.
Oh, okay. Well, you can just read without video then, please.
uh,
We'd appreciate that. Yes.
okay.
All
But
right.
this one is called Cries from the Pauper Fields of Unmarked Graves. In the stillness of day or night, the relentless pursuit of unprecedented opportunity to promote or boldly continue the blueprinted nature of violence upon those they deem worthy of this behavior, who, because of race and color of skin, is so perpetrated by homegrown terrorists to appease their taste for blood of the innocent spilled unnecessarily. They hide in plain old sight. Yes, the bigots in their bold disguises so representative of the institutions that have built this society's systems to the sticky webbing of hatred, intricacies of the outright plummeting of the morality of humanity. They in their cold hearts gather and plan the demise of the brother man without guilt or thought or any accountability. This is nothing new because this, since the founding of this country, has been its part of its own creation and calling of their profound and illicit activities of the insatiable hunger and power of insanity. What can we do when it's the same individuals displaying and wearing a badge and representation of the law? Their daily diet consists of the mangled, broken bones of others to suck out of them the gristle and rich marrow, then on and over the leftovers proudly display and gnaw. Loved ones of the fallen reported them gone and missing, relying on them truly unaware of their deceit and cover up of their malicious intentions and acts. Oh, how I feel so sorry for the families and of mothers lost their sorrows as a realization of the tragedies and horrific truth coming into light of the facts. It's just the present replicating the psychological trauma and damage of the past of the bodies, as the bodies are treated so damn wretchedly in the now discovering of these bodies being upon one another stacked and stacked, for they thought or believed that they would and are not of value, respected and loved, but considered by their own understanding interpretations that less with or no rights even with those given by the Creator has free individuals to force and brutality. You made slaves. Unfortunately, for so long, They were just statistics and poor people brushed under the rug to never be seen or heard ever again, lost in the portals of time and within the blissing of and the crashing waters of never ending hate. Remember, my brothers, for your necessary deaths is not in total vain, but the world and those responsible will now hear the screams and cries from those long buried beneath the silence of the pauper fields of unmarked graves. In peace.
Thank you, Levon. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. I refuse to be the victim. Victory will be claimed. Build barriers. They won't stop my freedom. I believe in communities that care. Burn bridges. Boots still float. Water still flow. Bodies still swim. No place will thrive with hate. Burn it all down. The phoenix still rises. Love will always win. Okay. Does everybody want to do one more? Everybody have one more poem in them?
Sure.
Okay. Zan, you be next.
Okay. I'll share this last one, which was written after our recent election. It's titled Doomed with a question mark. I cannot choose to remain silent when others have no choice. I'm obligated to share the truth for those who have no voice. I am not afraid of speaking out. What scares me is being silenced. If democracy were to end today, our country would suffer in violence. I exercised my right to vote. Too many died for the cause. When people ignore their sacrifice, their complacency gives me pause. Now that we know the outcome, where truth no longer prevails, under the rule of selfish evil, shared governance will surely fail. Are we doomed? Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very important to this time. Michael.
All right. First of all, I'm being featured tomorrow in a reading at 2:30. There's a group out of England, Ooh Beehive. I'll send out the information. I'll send you the information. So I'm going to debut a brand new work right now. That's hot off the presses. Hot off the presses. And the title is Before You Reshackle Me, the grocery store is closed. Yes, my own people sold me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal, but nobody made you buy me at all. Nobody made you sail across the seven seas. Nobody made you examine my manhood like a buck, testing my strength for breeding, like choosing fruit at a market. You saw perfection in flesh, no bruises, no damage, just profit potential. Nobody made you count my teeth like a horse at auction, prod my muscles like meat at a market, pick over black bodies like bruised fruit, some too ripe, some too green, some too damaged to buy. Yes, my own people sold me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal. Yet nobody made you buy me at all. Nobody made you measure my back for the weight it could bear. Inspect my thighs for the miles they could walk. Check my arms for the cotton they could pick. Nobody made you assess my body for the sons it could sire. Calculate the work unborn your fields, your profits and fruit. Not yet right. Plan generations of wealth from my blood and bone. The Maori kept their mouth. The Aborigines, their sacred grounds. Only those with obsidian skin like mine were torn from earth and ancestry, scattered like seeds in foreign soil. Yes, my own people sold me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal. You ask me in your modern day questions to name a slave in an attempt to prove that it was so long ago. It's time to move on. As if you didn't erase their names, as if you didn't break the branches of family trees, as if you didn't burn them their letters home. Yes, my own people sold me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal. You stand on the ashes of our records, count profits from broken bloodlines, guard the gates to our own history, while the Atlantic holds the names you drowned. You dare to ask about my ancestors, stripping away their names, after breaking their tongues, after scattering the bones across oceans, after burning every bridge that led back home? Yes, my own people sold me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal. Yet nobody made you bring me to an unknown world and plunge me into a deeper darkness where roots are severed from their soul, where my children's children will be born in chains and stay shackled forever, where my blood forgets its voice, but freedom never rings. Yes, my own people sold me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal. The proverbial grocery store is closed now. All items locked up till sunrise. No more black bodies to pick over, put back, too damaged to buy. The price was generations lost. Things was just forgotten. Stories scattered like ashes. Yes, my own people me into slavery. I make no excuses for their betrayal. Still, I was not here waiting on you. Nobody made you sail across the seven seas to find me. Nobody. I said nobody made you buy me at all. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
I wish
Wow.
we could recite that at the inauguration. The world
Yeah.
needs to hear that piece. Oh my goodness.
It's such a sad time, and I'm sorry I got so emotional, but it's
Oh
just
my.
it's more
Yeah.
like a funeral than anything else with people. It just seems like that. It just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. I don't know.
We
I just
felt
don't know what's
you.
gonna
Yeah.
happen. So I just kind of lost it there for a minute. So if I
No, you
scared
didn't.
anybody, I'm sorry.
No, you're
You
fine.
found it.
No, I think you
And
found it.
myself,
I think
Yeah, you're
Wow.
fine.
That
no.
was intense.
but nobody made you buy me. You didn't have to come
Yeah,
over here.
yeah.
I don't care
Wow.
what they were selling. You didn't have to come and get me. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go.
Wow.
I
Every
didn't
time
want
I
to go.
go to the grocery store to buy fruit, I'm going to think about that piece.
No,
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
You
thank you
penetrated
for
our
allowing
heart.
me to vent. That's what
Yeah.
poetry is for, to
Yeah.
get it out of your
Yeah.
Thank
system.
you.
Not detrimental to your system. There could be other things that you could do that
Mm,
could be
Right.
detrimental to all kinds of things. But poetry provides that vehicle for sharing, for expressing yourself
mm.
and letting it out. That's
And
why I
you
love
do
poetry
it
so
so
much.
well, so beautifully. Wow.
The
Mm.
Jasmine.
This poem is called What is Africa? What is Africa? if not a loaded question. Seen by African Americans as a loaded question. More than a continent we can explore, but somewhere we won't understand. How a place we envision with sandy beaches can provide oceanside cages alongside rolling waters as far as the eye can see. An auction place for colonizers to pick and trade my ancestors for food and weapons, bargain and takeaway to a non-sovereign migration, a land where they were no longer a person, but property of the rich elite nation, enslaved like a can of sardines, packed away below deck, then whisked away. It was obscene. Chained together, never to be seen again, murdered and ill, dumped overboard, washed away as if they never existed. They did exist. I am living proof with DNA from Cameroon, Congo, West Bantu, even Benin, Tonga, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, and Mali. I I am labeled as an African American, researching her birth. Unfortunately, they are unable to see the progress of solidarity and independence, liberation into a democracy, fighting for peace and sovereignty, to bring unity of liberation with a vision of prosperity, building bridges of harmonized displays of humanitarian freedom for the people, by the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Wow, this has been so rich. Levon, you got another one for us? Hello. um,
Yeah, this is called debauchery. Debauchery. The seedings of humanity's great imagery of its powerful nature and existence are at the crossroads of the questioning of their self-creation and of its profound awakening into the truths of its tumbling into the darkness of its past of foolery. It seems that we're following or have become an unwilling observer zombie participant of this vicious cycle of the dismantling of the artistic presentations of the sacred articles of the proof-written version of the makings of cosmically and celestial life of electromagnetic forces of pure energy. We within this grip are helpless beings in its elaborate productions of the back and forth of unconsciousness into and within a reality of the consciousness of beauty in its totality and finality. Life has a way of surely manifesting itself in its most humbling display of breaking down the strong walls of coldness of hearts and leaving a remnant of prideful tenacity too on its battered needs. Despite the warning signs that boldly appear in the backdrop of the atmospheric canvas of life expressionism, we with open eyes of blindness continuously refuse to see. What will it take for us all to realize how much more of this we can expect from the silence of our morality to act in haste? Oh, so much God given talent just going to the fields of raw waste. We can, if nothing else to be agreed upon or by actions alone. One has got to do self-inventory from within and truly believe. If the necessary or much needed work leading to the success of the humanity's future and of a positive outcome of its trajectory, we will continue to float helplessly with the suspended animation of the dismal state and world of our senseless and destructive debauchery.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for coming out today and for doing this. We'll put something together again next month. So I'm not sure what our theme will be, but if you have some ideas, let me know. So but thanks for coming out.
And this was
Thank
great.
you.
Pleasure.
Yes.
I
Thank
think
you.
Dr. King would be proud. Thank you.
Program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful program.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.